Jim Pryor's dogmatism. Jim Pryor's view, known as dogmatism, is a contemporary epistemological theory that draws inspiration from the common-sense approach to skepticism that G. Moore championed. In the same way that Moore argued for the straightforward acceptance of certain basic beliefs, like the existence of his hands, without needing to refute skeptical scenarios like being in a dream, Pryor's dogmatism provides a framework that justifies our perceptual beliefs in a direct and immediate way, without requiring additional evidence or background justification. Pryor's approach starts with a particular understanding of perceptual experience. He rejects the idea that experience is purely subjective or sensational in nature. Instead, he aligns with contemporary philosophers of mind who argue that perceptual experiences have propositional content, meaning that our experiences represent the world as being a certain way. For instance, if you see a tree, your experience doesn't just provide you with raw sensory data. It represents to you that there is a tree in front of you. This propositional content is present to your mind simply because you have the experience, regardless of any further beliefs or reasoning about the experience. Dogmatism, as Pryor defines it, concerns how we are justified in our perceptual beliefs. The core idea is that when it perceptually seems to you that something is the case, say, that there is a tree in front of you, you have a kind of justification for believing that proposition, that there is a tree in front of you, that does not rely on or require any further justification. This means you don't need to have evidence or reasons that you can cite in an argument to support the belief. The experience itself is enough to justify the belief. In other words, just having the experience as of P is sufficient for you to be justified in believing P. This view is particularly striking because it runs counter to many traditional approaches to epistemology, which often emphasize the need for evidence or background beliefs to justify perceptual beliefs. For example, if you believe there is a tree in front of you, traditional views might suggest that you need to justify this belief by referencing other beliefs or evidence, like the reliability of your senses, your previous experiences with trees, etc. Pryor's dogmatism denies this necessity. It argues that the perceptual experience itself gives you immediate and direct justification for the belief, without needing to appeal to any other beliefs or evidence. Pryor also distinguishes between the kind of justification provided by experience and what we might call evidence. While your experiences give you justification for your perceptual beliefs, Pryor argues that it would be misleading to call these experiences evidence in the traditional sense. Evidence often implies that your justification depends on premises about your experience, like being aware of the experience and basing your belief on that awareness. Dogmatism, however, holds that you don't need to be aware of your experiences as evidence to be justified in your beliefs. The mere having of an experience is enough. Interestingly, this view allows for the possibility that you might become introspectively aware of your experiences and use that awareness, together with background beliefs, to further justify your perceptual beliefs. But Pryor's point is that such additional justification is not necessary for your basic perceptual justification to be in place. In this way, dogmatism provides a robust response to skepticism. It allows us to maintain that we have justified beliefs about the world even if we cannot provide non-question-begging arguments against skeptical scenarios like the possibility that we are dreaming or being deceived by an evil demon. Just as Moore argued that he knew he had hands without needing to prove he wasn't dreaming, Pryor's dogmatism asserts that our perceptual experiences give us immediate justification for our beliefs, which stands firm against skeptical challenges.